Hi guys, I have a few homemade projects I've been working on, and a lot of people have been telling me to like upload it or show how it was done. So here I have my Game Boy, and basically a lot of people liked this. I basically just took a Game Boy, I just bought off eBay, like I just bought someone else's Game Boy, and I bought it cheap. And what I did was basically I fixed it up, and I drew on this Gengar here, as you can see, and yeah, just pretty much, it's not that hard to do, just spray painted it, but you gotta know how to also get inside the consoles. You can see a little bit of chip here, like I didn't paint the back properly, I was meant to spray it a bit better, but I didn't. This is the R4 I use to play my games, because it's so hard to find games these days, like each game is like 20 quid anyway, and everyone uses ROMs, so I use that. And yeah, so this is what it looks like from the front pretty much, and you got the Gengar there. For those of you who like Pokemon, I mean, I use my Game Boy for Pokemon personally. That's the only thing I like to use it for. You can see it's like it looks pretty professional. It's dried in. The buttons are really like you could spray paint your own buttons, but I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, this is what it looks like pretty much. That's all there is to it. The back needs painting again, but otherwise. First you're gonna want to get inside it, and you're gonna want to have one of these screwdrivers. I'll be linking everything, by the way. Everything will be in the video description. But this screwdriver, I call it the tri-wing screwdriver because it looks like the letter Y. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty much the letter Y on the tip. They're used for like most Nintendo products, like DS's and Game Boys and stuff. You're gonna want a normal Phillips screwdriver. A crosshead, so you have one of them, and then you basically, that'll be for the screws once you're inside. But to get past the 6 main screws on the outside, you'll need the red one. I have some scalps here as well. Basically these are just for like when I was doing the Gengar design, you want to print out like a Gengar, then you want to like get the lines perfect, you know, like a stencil. Basically you print out the image and then you use the knife to get the perfect stencil, and that's how you can see how I did it so straight and stuff, because I used the stencil. Then I used these pens I ordered from Japan as well. I currently don't have them with me here. I'll show you, I'll be linking them in the description anyway. This is the black spray paint I used. It's basic, you just, you know, you buy any old black spray paint, but as long as it's for plastic it'll work, as long as it says on it plastic. But if you want the exact one I use, this is the one I use. It's not hard to get hold of these, but basically I ordered black and red because I'll show you my next project next time. But this is actually my second project, but I wanted to show people this one first. So yeah, I just sprayed the whole thing black, and then I printed out a Gengar, I stuck it on, I did the stencil. These buttons I brought because I originally spray painted them, but they were too thick and they wouldn't push down, so I just brought these ones and this one up here. I'll show you where to buy them. And I also brought an LED for my Game Boy, so unlike the others, my one actually lights up, as you can see. You get a choice of colours when you choose LEDs, like as long as you know how to take the Game Boy apart and install the LEDs, as long as you know how to solder, it's fine. I chose a greeny yellow colour, like they can actually, you know, you're allowed to choose, and I thought I would choose the closest colour to the original Game Boy screen, because every Game Boy screen is a greeny yellow colour. So yeah, I get to play in the dark, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the intention of installing LEDs, to play in the dark. So you have this spray paint here. This is the coat gloss paint, because I have another one there behind me, but I use that for a bigger project. This is very thin stuff, like especially for my Japanese pens, it works very well because it's a very thin coat. It doesn't fuck up the colouring and mix everything together. And shit. Okay, I just dropped everything. Yeah, so that's that. This is the thick one. I won't be showing that, it's not relevant to the video. So yeah, now for power, I ordered one of these. I'll be linking these are very clever. Basically you plug it into your Game Boy and it turns the Game Boy into a USB micro. I don't know if you can see the little logo there. USB micro, basically everyone should have a USB micro charger. It plugs in here, you just push it in, because I mean, you could use batteries, but when you're running LEDs, the LED works best when the battery is at full power. Even when your Duracell batteries hit like halfway, it starts to weaken. So as you can see, it's a micro USB. So this means if you have any Android charger, like any Android charger will work for this. Like, I use my Galaxy S1 charger and my Galaxy S4 charger, like, because I got two, so I use one for the phone, one for this. The funny thing was, actually, when I ordered this Game Boy, it came with this originally. Like, the battery pack was missing, and the guy sent this with it. I was just using this for testing. It's some sort of battery pack I've never seen before, but he sent it without a charger, so I've never been able to find the correct charger for it. So instead of using that, if you already have a battery pack for your Game Boy, you're lucky. So yeah, basically this is the R4. This is basically, I ordered this. I'll show you where to get these from. These are really cool. I have one for all my consoles, for my GBA, for my DS. Basically, you just put it in, the SD card goes in the top, as you can see. You just download your ROMs, you put it on there. It's not that hard to use. You don't actually have to download anything for the menu as well once you turn it on. Like the other lot, like the GBA and the DS, you have to install the menu. This is the box. I'm just going to show this. This is the website. I'll be linking everything, so you really don't have to take notes. So yeah, this thing is something you want to have if you just want to play all your games. And then you turn it on, and then you got the LED. And I apologize for the reflection. I had no other way to record this. So yeah, this is the color, as I was saying. If anyone wants to see it, basically they send in a little bag with the LED inside, and you choose your color. And I ordered yellow green because I wanted to get as close as I can to the original Game Boy screen. So yeah, the video ended there. I'm just going to replace this next part with a bunch of pictures because in case you lot feel like I didn't give enough detail, so here we go. Here you'll see the default Game Boy design. I mean, this is the standard Game Boy. He gave it to me in this condition. Like, I bought it cheap. The screen cover was missing, the buttons were chipped a bit, and the colouring of the actual Game Boy was going off white. It was becoming more yellow, so I took it apart. I gave it a good clean. I cleaned up some of the buttons. I didn't keep the buttons at the end, but I cleaned them anyway in case I was going to use them. The casing, I took the casing, I put the sticky labels to protect that part of the screen, and it was ready for painting. So I painted these black. I don't actually have an image of them after they're black. I took a random design off the internet. I chose Gengar because he's like my mascot. I like using him. I cut out the parts that I wanted to with the knives I showed earlier. That's how I originally did my design for the Gengar. I just cut out some shadings that I felt was like appropriate. I stuck it on like that. Obviously I was working with what I had lying around in the house. If you have a big stencil, something like sticky for stencils, you can use that. I coloured it in after with those pens I was telling you about. I let that to dry, and once that was done I started peeling it off one by one. It won't be perfect at first, but eventually when your project starts coming towards the end, it starts to come together nicely. So I had to chip away excess parts, and then basically once that was done it looked like this before I gave it a coating. And once I gave it the coating, that had to dry for 24 hours, and then it ended up looking like this, so it was all good. As you can see, the top bit I peeled off last. I took off the stickers right at the end. Then I stuck on the screen back. Like, I ordered a grey screen, as you can see there, a screen cover, but I ended up changing that in the end. So I put everything back together just to make sure the Game Boy was still working. So this is what it looks like once I finished the whole steps, once I sprayed the buttons and stuff. So once that was done, it was time to do the LEDs. So this is what it comes like. I haven't actually installed it yet. You can see the wires there, the red and black wires, and the LED screen just lying on top. So you will have to know how to solder at this point. So I managed to solder everything in correct place. There's tutorials online about it. I'll put a tutorial anyway in the link description. Once it lights up, this is the nice color I had going. It was a greeny yellow color, but at night time it turns more green, so it's pretty awesome. Then they give you that little thin piece of paper that you have to put on top of the LED so you can actually see the image. So like without the paper you won't be able to see it, but with the paper you'll see something like that. Obviously there's no gaming, so you just get this black bar like that. So just in case you don't know what I'm on about, you put the paper in so you can actually see what the image projects. Like, I put the paper in halfway so you can only see half of the image here. Once you put the paper fully in, you see more of the image. And if you turn the paper like 90 degrees, basically the color becomes inverted, like black is white and white is black. It's pretty cool. Once that was done, I put it back together. I used the new buttons I ordered, and I used the new black screen cover I ordered. So this was my final design. Everything cleared up, Gengar during the daytime, and then at night, obviously, when you turn it on, the screen lights up, and it's pretty cool. So that's basically the end of my project, and it works fine. It's perfect. As you can see, I caught a Snorlax here, but I have no idea why it came with this moveset because it was so glitched. I think maybe it was the ROM I was using. This Snorlax is questioning me to this day, or you can go to the casino and just own, but you can only own if you're pro, and not many people are pro. So yeah, I'm done here.